How we doing out there, Lo-Fi listeners? Where you at? And welcome to our summer series of The Trade-Off, brought to you by Lofi Poli Sci, teaming up with HipsvilleAD's Gregory Day. How we doing, my friend?
Oh man, I am fantastic. Happy to be here. How are you?
Doing good, feeling these summer vibes. Why don't you tell us what do we have going on here with this summer series that's different than the Trade-Off of the past?
Yeah, we're expanding this segment, and we're gonna be doing some genre dives, and we're gonna be picking certain music genres, and each of us is gonna pick a song in that genre and share it with each other. These songs are going to be either songs that represent the genre or our point of view of the genre, because genres sometimes have a lot going on in them. And so, yeah, we're going to pick some some songs that like identify with these genres and then see what each other think about.
Sounds good. Can't wait, can't wait. You want to go first or second?
Yeah, I can go first with the song you chose to share with me. But just to start this off, like, we're gonna introduce the genre here, and we're gonna be talking about Irish punk today. One of the like subgenres of punk rock that you and I both absolutely adore and love, and maybe you
Also
could
a subgenre of Irish music too.
yes, and Irish music, yes. Um, and I think it shaped us in a lot of ways. You know, not to reveal our age well, or anything like that, but I think we both enjoyed this music for the better part of our lives, for almost
For
maybe
sure.
20 years or more at this point. So you shared with me a band I've never heard of before, and so it was great to hear a new band in this genre. The song is called "The Hunger and the Fight" by the Mahonies, a Canadian Irish punk band, which is something that never crossed my mind that there could be both a mix of Celtic music and punk music, and here we are in Canada. This is a great track. It's got a great message of keeping up that desire to stand up for yourself, to fight for what you believe in, or to survive. All those sorts of things that kind of go with Irish background, but also sort of middle class. Um, Looking at how to survive and how to and how to live, but this has got a great mix of this sort of like the lead singer's got a like tough and bar worn voice that pairs well with the harmonies of this other singer, Tara Sloan. She's got a beautiful voice, and it's got a lot of Celtic influence within the instrumentation. So yeah, I absolutely love this track. And tell me why you chose it.
Oh, I love this one too. So I'd heard of the Mahonies before, but never really done a deep dive. And I wanted to choose something that was different and newer than a lot of the Irish punk that we had listened to in the past. Like a lot of that Irish punk is like 20, 30 years old, you know?
Hmm.
And so I looked into the Mahonies, but I also wanted to find something that was really, really different. And a lot of the Irish punk that we've listened to is most certainly male dominated vocals. I mean, they'll occasionally have female vocals on the backup,
Hmm.
or in the chorus, but I wanted to find something that had like an equal back and forth between a male and a female lead vocalist. And when I found The Hunger and the Fight, which came out in 2014, it was another one of my little requirements I put on myself. I wanted something newer. And I heard this
Yeah.
song where the male and the female vocalist were both leads going back and forth.
Hmm.
And like you said about the message of the hunger and the fight, it really draws you in to have that dichotomy between the genders, you know? And Irish punk music, especially, is always about fighting against establishment, representing yourself and who you are. And when you bring in a female vocal into that message, you're transcending gender at that point. And you're giving the message more power that, hey, this hunger and this fight to keep going, it applies to all of us, irrespective of gender or class or where we're from, be it Irish Canadian, for example. So when I heard this, I was just like, yeah, this is the one I want to go with for sure. And like I said,
Yeah.
2014, it's the newest example of Irish punk that I know of.
Yeah. Great
All right,
choice,
let's
man.
go ahead and go into your pick, Street Dogs, and their song Not Without a Purpose. And I guess I'll start it off and then kick it to you.
Yeah, go for
Um,
it.
I love this one. I thought this was awesome. I didn't look when it was from or anything like that. I'd never heard of Street Dogs, so another band, another Irish punk band, always a plus. But the one thing that really got me was their chorus that our spirits live forever, bound by city lights. If we keep our act together, we may make another night, but not without a purpose, not without a fight. Meaning, like, to me, we can keep going and going and going, but unless we have a purpose, like maybe we won't be able to keep going. Like that purpose, that fight that we grind for every day, you know, that's what keeps us going. And if we have that, then our spirits do live forever. And I kind of really dug that chorus. Tell me more about it though. What's this pick to you?
Yeah, so I mean, I think Irish punk is really defined by like three kind of big bands. We get the Pogues, the Dropkick Murphys, and Flogging Molly. Um, and those are kind of the introductory bands, or the largest bands of the bunch. I think we both picked, stuff that was a little off the beaten path. But this is a band that's also Boston based. It's actually formed by the original lead singer of Dropkick Murphys, Mike McGolligan, and this thing just kind of makes me think of like working class hard rock music. It's got this, ballroom sing along style to it. And, I was into this band before I lived there, but I did live in Boston for a number of years. And it just reminded me of what it was like to be around that culture and that tough working class kind of um, environment. And this is a band that's from a guy he's a veteran, and he used to be a firefighter, which is like different from our culture down here in the South, but where it was like a full-time job. It's not like a volunteer thing. And
Sure,
so
sure.
this is the kind of music that it just really it really speaks to me, because it's just about kind of standing up for yourself, just like your pick, which we did not coordinate as usual, based on this segment, that it's about standing up for yourself and who you are, and surviving, and just dealing with all the bullshit that life gives you, and making it through. And so yeah, I think this is like one of the prime examples of what punk music and what Celtic music kind of coming together, even though this song and this kind of band has no real influence from like Celtic instrumentation, but kind of carries that Irish resilience with it.
For sure, for sure. And then I want to ask you, like, overall, so also to tell listeners, so we're going to take turns going back and forth choosing different genres. And this verse genre, you chose this genre. So tell me why you chose Irish punk as your first genre this summer.
Yeah, I think, well, mainly is because I know both of us really love this genre, and it would give us an opportunity to talk about it and share our love for it. But it's I don't know if it's outside of some of the larger bands, I don't know if it's one that's really spotlighted a lot, and so kind of want to be able to dig deeper into it and share some of these lesser known bands with their audience.
Oh, for sure. I most certainly do not hear people talk about Irish punk that often.
Mhm.
There are two people in my life that do. One of them wears a Dropkick Murphys sweatshirt, but I cannot think of another person I know who has that sweatshirt. So it's pretty
Mhm.
cool. But yeah, it's definitely a subgenre of multiple different genres, and that you don't hear a whole lot about. But I liked it too because going into the summer, there is a lot of craziness going on in the world right now, and Irish punk to me, just like punk in general, but it's specifically dealing with that grind and that fight against governments. And everyone is making that grind right now all around the world. So I
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
felt like this is a good genre to open us up into what the summer is going to possibly be about.
Hell yeah. And I think there's also, like a lot of punk music, there's just this camaraderie in the music and in the communities that are into this kind of music. So it's just another great thing to kind of share with the world.
Oh, for sure, for sure. And with that, I will transition into our genre pick for next week or next time, because I think we're going to try every other week with this series. But my choice for our next genre is reggae hip hop, another subgenre of both reggae and hip hop. Um, so I'm really excited, and I'll send you my choice for that later in the week. And all you lo-fi listeners out there, you'll just have to wait and see what we choose. But on the real, anytime any of you out there, when we set a genre, if it makes you think of like a specific track or song or band or singer, send it on in and write to us and tell us, why that genre and that pick really means something to you. And we'll talk about it on air. And Gregory Dates, the next trade off, turn it up and play it loud.
Hell yeah, brother.